Are players exploiting the free energy compensation for the shutdown of the China server? We look into that. Summoner Sanctum is out and brings up questions regarding Relics. Do you remember Relics? Are Kabam tackling the cheating in Battlegrounds? And Void and Rintrah arena results. Hello everybody, welcome back, and 'tis but another week here in the Contest of Champions game, and we've got news surrounding things that have dropped over the weekend and things that have sprung up out of nowhere. Also, make sure to support the channel with a like and as well a subscribe if you're not subscribed already. It's free to subscribe to a channel and, you know, helps out to let you know when videos go live. Like this one on a Monday and on a Wednesday and on a Friday when we do the MCN, which is a show of various different types of newses, that's not even a proper word, in the contest. I'll allow it this time. Also, quick micro news and Marvel Insider. If you're not associated or know about Marvel Insider, people in certain countries can access it and get free things just by simply doing things. If you complete certain things in Marvel Contest of Champions, you're able to get some nice rewards. This month we've got a very nice bundle for Wong, which receives 3 level 2 revives, 5 level 3 health potions, 3-star Wong, Grandmaster Multi-Madness Crystal, so there's stuff going on there. And activities wise, there is this particular activity here, which is the code redeem for the Doctor Strange social code, which thanks to Billy D for giving that to us. The code is called Multiverse, so shout out to Billy D for that one. And yeah, if you do Marvel Insider, go and check it out, link in the description. And now we must take ourselves in game to look at the Summoner Sanctum. So for a few people, well, a good chunk of people, they'll receive this here, which is like a kind of a question and answer and allows you to kind of give information which is helpful to give feedback to Kabam and the various things that they do. And you can see a lot of stuff on screen right now. Let's read this off and just see what they want. There is stuff on Future Progression Survey, which has questions about like how you're satisfied, oh god, I can't speak properly, how happy you are with the game. To increase my prestige and stats, what is important, what is not. If they are a Marvel champion I like, if the champion abilities kit are able to blah blah blah, if they are the specific class I need to take on challenging content, if the champion's ability. The biggest problem with a lot of these questions is, well, it is very important with a lot of those, because there's then further variables like, well, what do I have access to? Will I have access to this rarity? Is it better at certain other rarities? What problems do I have? Will this be, you know, loads of kind of things right there. What else? Then there's allowing rarity champions to power up your higher rarity versions. Blah 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 blah. Collecting items that you can equip a champion to increase their strength. This is the territory here, which is how interested or uninterested would you be in the following progression systems. But a lot of this stuff points to like gearing system and what I assume these relics are going to be. It's quite weird because we haven't really heard about relics in a long time. That was something that I think back in 2021, I think September 2021, we were meant to get our first kind of taster of them, and especially with the release of Battlegrounds. Now, Battlegrounds has not been a great point of development from a state of going, okay, here's Battlegrounds, it's done and it's out. No, it's been in beta 3 times, and there's good reason for that as well, as we've covered a lot on the channel. The Sanctum questions seem to definitely point to the building of relics, and at least going along the lines of the most powerful champions and the best places that players kind of like use them to, which I think is, you know, it is important to know that, but then as well to shape the future of the game, because Kabam goes, oh, here's a new rank up kind of like platform. What we doing with them, really? What we doing with them? Are they best for Alliance Wars, Alliance Quest? Are you going to be using that much in things like Act 7, Act 8, of course, and other places? So lots of questions still to be answered, and we still haven't seen the likes of Relics or heard anything about them recently. Let's now sidewind into our next topic, and it's very important because it does indeed talk about Battlegrounds. As a lot of you know, Battlegrounds is not done. It's not finished. It's not in a place that can be effectively, fairly, and competitively built, not built, but sent out to the community. And the reason that is there's so many variables that need to be considered. One of the first things is cheaters. Cheaters ruin the extent of competitiveness, fairness when it comes to the game mode, and it's something that Kabam have slightly tackled. I think they're getting a bit better at tackling it, but it's a case of it's always after the extent of the cheater has beat you and you are then at a loss when it comes to things like Units, maybe if you've refreshed your champions. Energy, because you've used energy in order to play, and as well any kind of currency that you might have won as a result. There's lots of things when it comes to that can really ruin the competitiveness and fairness of this game mode. It's a great game mode. It's a great idea. It's just there must be a reason that it's been in beta for such a long time, and in my opinion needs to be in beta for a lot longer period until Kabam address a lot of the things that I just mentioned right there. And Kabam will have to go further in order to deal with the types of nodes they put in and thinking of counters. So if Kabam go, oh, do you know what node should we do for this week? Or we'll do masochism. Well, when they do that, and I really welcome Kabam to do this, is when you think about putting in a node, think about the extent of how people can exploit that node and how they can cheat it, how they can be. Well, in some cases, I'm sure people would go, well, that's a good strategy to play in this way or that way, but they have to really think about how it can be spread out. So you got, okay, node, and then how people can cheat at it. The reason I say that is that we've definitely found in this last week an exploit when it comes to pausing the screen at certain points or pausing the fight. It's not always welcome to do that because it can lead to things going wrong, and it's a bit of a gamble. But people are using it, and as Kabam Mike says here, the poise exploit is definitely something we're aware of and not fans of. We're looking into ways to address it, such as removing the button completely or adding penalties of some kind. Unfortunately, every solution has some sort of negative as well, so it's not a quick or easy decision to make. And as I said, this is the reason why Battlegrounds needs to be in beta for a lot longer period, because they need to be very careful how this game mode interacts with the fairness and competitive elements to this game. And that is the difficulty. There was one person that said they were a parent, and at times that the pause button's been great. I mean, for this weekend I was trying to watch a TV show, but also do a Karina's challenge, and it unfortunately was and a lot of Karina's challenges are very boring. And I say boring based on the extent of time that you have to be there, getting wrist pain and thumb pain by constantly having to swipe and do 500 hit fights to one shot, and then after a while you just go, oh god, it's so boring. But the thing is, having that pause button is handy to go pause and then just take a moment, just take a breather, just to look at what's going on. Now that's not exactly the case that you could do that in that game mode in Battlegrounds, AQ or AW, because of the fact it's got a timer going down. But this is one of these situations of sometimes things happen. You might drop something. I've spilt something on the floor. What do you do? Do you just kind of oh, I'm going to quit, continue swiping? No, you might have to deal with that stuff. So there's always something that, as Kabam even say, that some solutions are negative as well. Battlegrounds is great. It's a great mode, but it needs work, especially when it comes to scoring. And I really hope that before the game mode is actually 100% launched in game, that a lot of things that we've talked about in the news shows and as well the players have talked about are addressed down the line, as it can make or break this game mode for interest. And I'm sure with a lot of changes that Kabam have made to refreshes, it has meant that players have really considered whether or not they're interested in it. And as well, if there's no rank 4 6-star materials, the higher end interest is going to be somewhat of a difficulty down the line. And now we move on to a very important story, actually the key story of the day, and some real confusion and also potential exploit of, as this player says here, an exploit of the Android server shutdown or the Chinese server shutdown. Now we've got to go into a bit of detail on this. So back on March 21st, which was 2 months ago, there was, and it's one of my alliance mates who just completed Karina's 2.0 and got second rank 4 champion, got a mail saying that the Android server will be shut down in 2 months. So the Chinese server has been shut down, which I think a lot of us knew about. I think we covered as well. And this gave little compensation packages, which you can see right there. So further context on this, as this player said here, I'm sorry to inform you that the Marvel Super Contest Android National Server will be suspended at 11 AM on May 20th, 2022. So it really kind of puts into perspective the extent of okay, well, people were getting those kind of compensation packages back on the 21st of March 2022. So that's kind of like that. So I don't know where the extent of story kind of like goes in a different direction, especially were Kabam putting out multiple compensation for energy packages to players that had accounts registered in China. So I'm thinking, okay, that must bridge the gap a little bit. But this story takes a little bit of a weird twist, because this player here was saying that players from other countries, presumably Russia, give their accounts to sellers in China to get the compensation, which is intended only for Chinese players. So that's very odd. Like, whether or not Kabam are regularly giving out compensation, like saying, okay, well, you log in Monday today and you get 25 energy. You log in the next day, you get 25 energy, full energy refills. That is in order to kind of like go through content. So is that a case that if you set up a new account, which I can imagine Kabam wouldn't allow that, there are some really kind of weird twists and turns to this story. Some stuff makes sense, but not others. But it definitely looks like these players are getting some hefty amounts of full energy refill compensation for the matter. And definitely over the weekend, we've seen this, which is that 7 days before the China mainland Android service stops operation, our half-price premium hero crystals and repeating 7-day energy use events will accompany you until the 20th of May. We also have 100 energy refills for you to collect. I wish you a happy game experience. So you're getting more 7-day energy use. So there's more of this to come. It is very, very confusing as to what's going on with this. But the thing is, it could be a case, I'm not going to throw it, it's not the case. But it could be a case that some Russian users may have set up accounts in China before. So in order to play, because the server, if there was a server in China, that would be closer to Russia than it would be to anywhere else. I don't know. I'm just assuming that's the case. I don't know if this is kind of, this particular story could go one of two ways, but you gotta look into variables when it comes to situations like this. I mean, if there was a European server for me in the UK, then that would be good, because I'd be like, okay, well, if we're connecting over to France, then that's a better connection, better stability, and also the game might run better than it is currently trying to communicate over to Canada or North America or wherever the Kabam servers are. There might be some like twists in the tail of this story, as kind of it's claimed that people may be in China allowing people to log in to, or VPN in, or people might be VPN in any case in order to get some of this stuff. Like, I don't know if that is indeed the case, but it's worth looking into, it's worth investigating. But as I said, like, this story could take one or of two directions as to, yes, people could be logging into other people's accounts or selling whatever access in order to exploit the system of it. But then there could be, on the other hand, that the communication factor of creating an account in China or using that particular login variable could be the would have been the way to go for a better stability of connection. As I said, if your country is closer to China and you've been using the Chinese server to get a better stability when running the game, then that's how that's been for you. You may have been new to the game and getting those. As I said, there may be two ways to this, and it definitely needs to be looked into just to double check. But wow, that do be a lot of energy that you could pick up on a daily basis, and also a massive chunk right there. What is that? That's a huge amount of energy. That could get a lot of revives if you are like going back to old content and kind of going through. It could also kind of like auto fight through a lot of like normal difficulty, heroic, master, depending on where you're at with the game. But it's sad as well for those that are using the Chinese server and want to get like, again, like a better stability of running the game in their country rather than having to go to other countries for communication purposes. But in any case, that has been that coverage. We're going to move on now to arena results. Yes, now it's time for some arena results for Rintrah and Void. Let's see how the champions went down. Now, the results I can find are as follows, and I think without knowing the 6-star Rintrah, which I don't know that score, I've got all my predictions right, which is a big rarity for me. I give myself a pat on the back, and I deserve a Scooby snack. But yeah, Void 55 mil got position 48, which based on a prediction for last time I went with 55 mil, which is fine. It does mean it's a little bit overkill than I would like, but still, you know, it's good to see that if people were following the predictions, you bagged the champion, so brilliant. 53.4 got position 54, so there's a bit of a difference there. It's 6 positions based on just under a couple mil to 1.6 mil. To be exact. Then when you're looking for the 5-star, I think it's a good opportunity to pick up a sneaky 5-star on the round 2 if you want. 12.8 mil got 414 position, and then with Rintrah we've got 61 mil got position 183 the 5-star, and 42.9 mil got the position 500 5-star. So my predictions for round 2 are as follows. I'm still sticking with Rintrah as a 5-star being 45 mil. You would be able to bag the champion there. It's like a good. It's good. You don't kind of burst yourself on the grind. Still unsure about the 6-star one because we have no results yet. Tune into, or we'll look into Marvel Trucos later on for the arena results from the arena night over on Reddit. 5-star Void 14 mil and 6-star Void 52 mil. I think that's going to be a lock there with that one. But yeah, those have been my predictions and results for the Rintrah and Void Arena. Just before we end the show, I want to give a massive thanks to those that support the channel as a YouTube member and as a patron. You're on screen right now. Thank you so much. Also, those that support over on twitch.tv/RichTheMan live. You're on screen now. Thank you very much to those that give the tier 1 subs, bits, donations, tier 2 subs, and the Prime subs. Get your Prime back in. Also, I will be streaming on YouTube sometime this week, and tonight I'll be doing some arena grinding and other content over on Twitch. So see you there. Thank you. And that's indeed been the show for Monday. I'll see you in the next video today, which might be a Korean's Challenge video. I haven't decided. If not, whenever, whatever it'll be, we'll have a blast. Cheers, everybody. Bye-bye.